I just want to say before I begin, this is an attack on the mentality. Not so much one person, but just the mentality that people have, a lot of people have, when they leave the hood. Right? So, let's start it off like this. I remember the first time I moved to Charlotte, right? A friend of the family lived here, and I had got her number through my sister, right? So I call her up. I asked her, about Charlotte. At that time, she was studying to be an attorney. And she worked uptown, and she was telling me about, her job and everything and where she lived at. And she was just like real bougie about it. Like, I stay in Ballantyne, and if you all don't know what Ballantyne is or where Ballantyne is, it's in Charlotte. It's a upscale area, but it's really, it's just a lot of hype, really. Still Creek has like a lot more to offer, like on a family level, and we have outlets, we have Carowinds, we have Top Golf, we have Rivergate. There's so many things, that you could do in the Still Creek area, right? So Ballantyne it's like really overrated. Really, it's just a bunch of rich people that live there. That's it. Straight up. So she's telling me, I'm in Ballantyne and I have this apartment and it has velvet carpet, and she's just going on and on and on. And it's stuff that I'm not even asking her to tell me. She's just running her mouth, and I'm just ready to tell her to shut up. You understand? And and it's like, I don't want to pull her card, but she's getting to the point where she's pushing me. And I'm saying to myself, while she's talking about how bougie her life is and how, she's not going to be in Charlotte for long, she's moving to DC and she's doing this and doing that and blah, 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 blah. I'm saying in my mind, yo, I can't believe this broad is just going to forget about where she came from. She came from a humble background. I remember one time, right? I'm not going to lie. I'm going to keep it 100% real, right? I'm not going to lie. So I remember we was in high school, right? Because I went to high school with her, right? She stayed right across the street from me, right? Went to high school with her, and her brother, me and her brother were cool at one point in time, right? So I went to spend the night over his house. Now, taking heed, my intentions were not to deal with her, her brother. My intentions were to see if I can screw her, cause she had a fat ass, and I ain't gonna lie. The girl ain't a bad looking girl. She really is beautiful. I'm not gonna lie, right? So I go over her house, and it's like 8 o'clock. Now I'm used to eating a full course meal. Yeah, me, my mother, and my sister and I, we didn't have the best, but we never went without eating, ever. I can't tell you stories like, oh, I had to eat cereal with water. No. So we had a full course meal. We always had rice. We always had some type of vegetable. Now it was frozen vegetables, and we always had some type of meat. So I'm ready to eat. It's 8 o'clock. So they go in the kitchen, and this is the same broad that was talking all bougie on the phone, talking about I stay in Ballantyne, right? We go in the kitchen, and they're making cookie dough. We had cookie dough for dinner. That's how poor they were. I'm sleeping on, they got bunk beds. I'm sleeping like on a floor. This is the type of environment that she came from. And now she's all bougie. Just because a white man put a couple pylons around, and put a B on there in Charlotte and called the area Ballantyne, now you want to act all bougie. Same land. No different from any part of Charlotte. It's not like I would say this. She would have bragging rights if the soil were more fertile over there, and they were growing their own foods, and they were totally autonomous and independent. I could understand that. I can understand you being braggadocious of that area. But just to say that you stay in an area that's been hyped up is just beyond me. especially when you come from humble backgrounds. And the list of people that I've bumped into that have came from the projects, came from the hood, but you would never think that they came from there because now they all bad and bougie. This is the reason why I had to leave Atlanta. Oh, I stay in Buckhead. I stay in Dunwoody. I stay in Sandy Springs. No, the reason why you can stay in Sandy Springs, I know. I couldn't afford to live in a house in Sandy Springs. I couldn't afford it. It was too much. So I lived in an apartment. Everybody is always talking about Ballantyne is a more affluent area. Buckhead is more of a affluent area. And most of these people that's talking that way are minorities, blacks. And the only reason why they can live in those type of places is because they can only afford an apartment. You paying all that goddamn rent, busting your ass every day just to say you stay in a fucking place. Oh, I stay in Buckhead. Oh, I stay in Ballantyne. That does not make no sense to me. Some people may call this area Still Creek a middle class working area. You could call it whatever you want to call it. Guess what? I got a 3-bedroom house, upstairs, downstairs, garage. I'm living comfortably. Front yard, backyard. I would never stay in Ballantyne just to say that I live there. Oh yeah, you know I stay in Ballantyne for bragging rights. What the hell is that? That doesn't make any sense. Never forget where you came from. Ever. Because I never will. Never. I remember one time when I was in my early 20s, right? I was out there selling oils and incense in the hood. I never forget it. And I felt so bad, man. She literally embarrassed me, right? So I'm walking, and as I'm walking, at that time I was in a cult called the Nuwabian, so I'm reading Dr. York's books, and as I'm walking, reading his books, going from door to door to door to sell oils and incense, this girl, she had to be in her, she was probably like the same age I was. I was like 20, 23, something like that, right? This girl, she stopped me, and she was like, hey, you know, what you reading? So I'm looking at her like, what she said, she living in projects. And you know what she said? She said, yo, you need to stop stereotyping. You need to stop stereotyping people in the hood. I am an advocate reader. And ever since that day, I never looked down on people. Ever. You all got the nerve. Just because you wear better clothes, you drive a better car. The white man gave you a title at his at his plantation called a job. You feel as though that you better now. I see you. Oh, I don't want to stay in the hood. I don't want to stay around Section 8 people. In other words, what you're saying is you don't want to stay around your people. You sell out. That's what you're saying. All you got is white friends, but yet it's still, oh no, you know, I'm still black. How is it that you have all white friends and no black friends, but you still claiming that you black? You still claiming that you love your people. You don't love nobody but you. That's who you love. That's who you always have and always will. Love you in love with yourself. Period. I would love to stay around my own people. True indeed, I wouldn't want to stay in the hood. Who wouldn't? Who would? The people that live in the hood don't want to stay in the hood. They're a victim of circumstance. And everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. Especially the people that made it out of the hood. The hood has bad public schools, a bad public school system. Why? Because nobody's investing inside the schools. They have food deserts. There's no host food in the hood. And don't tell me that these people wouldn't need it if you taught them better. But no, you want to look down on them. Oh, I'm middle class, you know. This is crazy to me. This is insane. You all are insane. You want to know why? Because the slave master call you a nigga just like he'll call me a nigga. It don't make a difference whether you driving a Bentley or whether you driving a regular Honda Accord. Or Kia Sorento. That's what I'm driving right now. Kia Sorento. Doesn't make a difference. But yeah, you bad and bougie. That's why I had to get the hell up out of Atlanta, because it was just too many of those uppity Negroes. Now, it's fine to have money. I'm not saying you shouldn't have money. I'm not saying you shouldn't have nice things. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, once you make it, guess what? If you can help the next man or woman, specifically black man or woman, help them. Give them a helping hand. But never knock them. Never knock them. Now, I know what y'all gonna say. Well, Langston, I've heard you say I'm not dealing with the hood niggas and the this and that and so forth and blah, 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 and this and that. So I'm talking about the mentality. I'm not talking about black people that's in the hood. There are a lot of black people that's in the hood that are highly intelligent. Do you all know that we get our style from the hood? Do you all know that hip hop was created from the hood in the cities, the hood? Do you know we get our slang from the hood? We copy everything they do, but yet and still we talk down on them. And the worst thing that I can ever see is a black man talking down on another black man in front of a white person. That is the most foul and disgusting thing that I've ever seen in my life. A white person would not do that. Yeah, they don't like Donald Trump, but they will not come out of their mouths. Most people won't. I'm not gonna sit here and say we gotta do better and all of that Martin Luther King stuff. I'm not saying it. I'm just telling you that I hate that mentality, so therefore I will not be around people that's like that. I will not do it. Period. Because I'm not gonna put up with that mess. Never forget where you came from. Ever. That dollar has changed your mind, made you brain dirty. Not brainwashed, because when you wash your brain, you're cleansing it out. You cleaning it out. Look at yourself in the mirror and see the type of person you became. Thinking you better because you have materialistic things. That makes no sense. And I'm sorry that I got you all emotional and everything, but I hate people like that. I despise people like that. I despise people like 50 Cent that pick on people. And guess what? At the end of the day, once you start, when you start talking about what you have and what this person don't have, and you got this and you got that and blah 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 blah, that's insecure. You don't even realize that you're insecure with yourself. 50 Cent don't even realize that he is insecure. He don't even realize that. Why do you have to pick on people? And you came from nothing. Jay-Z came from nothing. Nas came from nothing. Be humble. What did Kendrick Lamar say? Be humble. Half of y'all don't even have half of what 50 Cent have, and y'all still on some raggedy shit, acting like you better than somebody, and you're not. I could go on, but I'm not. I'm done with my, I guess you all would say rant. No, I'm spitting the facts. Never forget where you came from. My name is Langston2092. I want you to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. Once again, it's been a pleasure. 1.